double check, right? We always want you guys to just double check, okay? So if I want to sell Kihei Gateway Center, is that commercial?
Yeah.
Of course, right? What if I want to sell a business? I don't know, is that the Jim Maui over there? Right, that's commercial. Okay, good, so we're clear. I just want you guys to know we need to have a conversation with Michelle and see which direction you want to go, but you can't just go and list it, all right?
Once we are certified to do commercial, can we still do residential as well?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. You can go both directions. You just have to talk to Michelle. There's different designations. One is the one who is doing the production and it qualifies a certain, so you kind of have to work with one of those people initially, so that, because they want to make sure you're doing things correctly. Make sense? Awesome. Glad we had that conversation. Okay, so you guys did your calls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Robert, how did your calls go? How many dials did you make?
Well, I made one dial and I was trying to find a file for everybody here for MREA2, the database model,
Oh,
and I can't find it.
Okay.
I know I have it. So one call, and he was sitting on a doctor's examination table. He took my call, but
We're just saying
I
something,
opted
right?
I opted to call him later. So,
awesome. So your instructors are encouraged to call during call time, because why not? We've got the time to call, right? So I just figured I'd ask him. Awesome. So 11 potential referrals. What was our average commission? Do you guys remember? I don't know. What did we come up with? A number one, you guys.
So it was 99,000, or?
That was when we had,
Oh.
however many we had. I don't remember what the number was. Wasn't it like 15?
15 to
Yeah.
20.
So what's 11 times 15? You all have phones in front of you. Don't make me do all the work.
765.
Was it 165 or 175? 165.
say 165 tax.
Yeah. Potential business of $165,000. Well done. I love it. Now what are we going to do with all those referrals and appointments?
Put them in our tracker.
We're going to kill it, right? Kill it. Okay, so what you guys are going to be doing today, did I hide it for myself? I did. I hide everything for myself. You're going to be writing note cards. So if you spoke to...
Nicole, can I ask you a
Yes.
question?
Yeah.
Just so I'm on the same page, when you say you're making an appointment, is that to actually just sit down with them and kind of go over their wants, needs, and wishes? Or is it to actually meet at a house or to show them properties or?
Oh, no,
an
it's to
appointment?
sit down and meet with them and talk about their wants, needs, and wishes. And if that's a buyer we're talking about, correct?
Or both? I mean,
Okay, so if it's a buyer, you're also asking them to sign a buyer broker agreement and hire you.
Okay.
So that's
I'm just making
absolutely
sure
appointment.
if you're,
100%, yeah. That is not an escrow
no, I
or,
understand.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
or they're writing a purchase contract. Because you're gonna sit down with them and your job, what is your goal if it's a buyer? Buyer broker agreement. What is your goal if it's a seller? Listing agreement, right? So that's the appointment.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. Good question, thank you. All right, you want 1 or 2 note cards? Okay, so you're gonna be writing 1 to 2 notes. Preferably maybe like the person that you spoke to would be good. You didn't speak to anybody? 1 or 2?
One. Thank you.
If you didn't speak to anybody today, you can write it to 1 or 2.
2.
To somebody who you want to say thank you to. Maybe you want to write it to who introduced you to Keller Williams and say thanks for doing that. 1 or 2. Maybe you guys have been really helped by Sam and you want to tell Sam she's awesome. 1 or 2. It can literally be to anybody. Maybe you want to write it to your spouse. I don't know. You said 1, 2. 1 or 2? Sure you can.
Wow. You're sending it to
One
yourself.
little cheaper. How many would you like?
And you just
Including these.
start writing?
Yeah, just start writing, yeah. Depending on who you're sending it to, like, I don't know. Did I miss an envelope for you? Yeah, depending on who you're sending it to, I usually, this is how, the only thing I use my business cards for is to put in my cards.
Okay, so yeah, that's like,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
not a full thought, okay.
Huh?
So it's okay that we don't have business.
Don't, if you don't have them yet, don't worry about it, don't let that be the reason you don't send it on a note card. I mean, there's so many things you can say, like, don't get all stressed out about this, this is just, if you talk to him, hey, great to talk to you, if you haven't talked to him in a while, hey, just thinking about you, like, whatever, right? Everybody loves that part. Take 5 minutes.
Crazy.
You don't wanna open it right now, so it's ready.
Oh, God. Yeah, we emailed her yesterday.
Got about 2 more minutes.
Are we gonna have to read these out loud?
What?
Are we gonna have to read these out loud?
Oh, gosh, no.
Okay, good.
No.
I'm afraid to write
This is your
whatever I want.
personal communication.
Okay,
I
good.
think there's a law against that, it's going in the mail.
It was, no, probably yesterday.
It was on YouTube.
It was, yeah, this was an end up on YouTube, it was a Gary Keller.
No,
That's
no,
an hour, right?
yeah, that's not it. It has a name right there. Evolution of the name. Alright, go ahead and wrap it up if you're not done yet.
How does that work?
What do you mean?
Well, I have a two or two. I feel like it's, after picking up comments and stuff. just-
I rarely pick them up,
Yeah.
and I have another, I actually have another car.
Oh, you do? Oh,
But,
perfect.
not used very often. I wanna call you, they don't wanna be in the car with you, I'm okay with that. That'd be good. I
That's
don't
a good.
stress that you don't have to run out and buy a new car.
Can I leave the doors on?
Sure.
I put them on for the last time.
Alright, let's wrap that up. Okay. Did you find it?
Uh-huh.
Of course you did. Okay, so, we will supply note cards for you guys while you're in class, but just an FYI, it's a really good idea to go get some. The one you're writing on is one of my favorite, because it's this big old, like, mass of note cards, and you can get it at Target for like $15. So, just FYI. So again, we'll supply them, but you should have your own, so if you have your own, go ahead and bring them to class, you can write on your note cards, but you're welcome to use ours. We don't want those note cards to be sitting in your folders 3 weeks from now, so make sure you actually put a stamp on it and send it. If you don't have an address, that's a great time to text the person and say, hey, can I get your address? I'm gonna send you something, right? So, it's a good way to go in your database. Alright, so you guys are going to be left in the very, very capable hands of Robert Eikenberry to do the rest of your class. Get your booty up here, Robert.
Come on, come on.
All right.
We're gonna start off with the same video we watched yesterday. Some of you guys haven't seen it yet, so.
I'm taking all your pictures. Okay, everybody give me a something. A hello, a shaka, a good morning, a something. There you go, I love it. That's going on social media. And no, you don't all get to review it, make sure you get it. Have fun.
So again, it still thinks I'm Nicole, so that's okay. Try this speaker, see if it works. I don't know if it works.
Companies are nothing more than people. People create everything inside an organization. And what's going to make us better long term is the way that our people think. Our goal is to map the way people think, put it to use for everybody.
Kevin Williams is going to listen to what their agents want for tech to break and rebuild the entire command system, which is what we call the lab processing.
Can you tell us what works? Tell us what doesn't.
There were a lot of, can you do this, can you do that? The answer is always going to be yes.
I feel like I designed it.
We want to show you some updates and products, mostly command.
Our agents can be smarter.
I'm not doing multiple data entry and things aren't falling through the cracks. They're all in one place.
Now we can focus on the relationship with the clients.
I like to call it high tech and high touch.
We're creating the industry's first innovation partnership with all of the agents out there.
I feel like I'm on the cutting edge of my profession.
This is for the agents. This is for the people that are actually doing the work on a daily basis.
They invest in not just the technology, but also in people
kind of a neat evolution of how it came to happen, right? So it was a bunch of sketches with a bunch of people, Jay Papp was on, top agents around the country got together and kind of started labbing things. And the model that they're using is a little bit upside down from traditional. So normally you go into a corporate situation, you get a bunch of people, go into the back room, close the door, come back out, feed you, say this is what you're gonna do, or you go find another job. Real estate agents are a little bit different, you can't really handle them that way, so might as well involve them in the process. So it's kind of labbed by everybody, what do you wanna see? They make it work, they don't get it perfect. If they were to try and get it perfect, package it up, put the media around it, get it all tightened up and shipped out to the marketplace, which would be us. Market would have moved on. So it's a little bit of a bumpy ride sometimes, but they move really fast, they lab really quick. They've got some great partners, so it's kind of where we're at now. How many people are in command right now? How many people have contacts in? Did you get a chance to put any in?
Yep.
How'd you get them in?
I used the
PieSync?
PieSync, and I only used it on my Gmail ones.
Yep.
I haven't used it on my Outlook ones yet.
Okay.
But I got 847 of them in there, so.
Nice.
What I'm worried about is the duplicate business, that's.
Do you see any?
I don't
Currently-
have,
oh, it
I don't
would
have
be
any,
second round, yeah.
I'll have duplicates when I bring them in from Outlook.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how do I avoid that, so,
Yeah.
anyway.
So where's the bulk of your contacts that you'd be putting into command? Where would they be at?
Phone.
Phone? Yep, everybody's pretty much phone driven these days, right? So Android or iPhone? iPhone, so have you guys all, I know the people that were here yesterday heard about PieSync. Have you guys heard about PieSync? We'll touch on it real quick and then we'll go back to the book. I go sideways all the time. It's just kind of the way this class works. Inside of command, under settings.
When you say command, are we in Kelly command, like the blue app?
Kelly is the app that complements command. It's kind of the AI piece
Uh-huh,
that they put a user interface on a while back.
uh-huh.
And we've been using it for voice prompts and that, so it's not as scalable as they'd like, so they
Uh-huh.
are coming out in about 5 weeks, probably family reunion, with a new version of Kelly,
Uh-huh.
which would be called Command Mobile or Agent, one of the two.
And it's replacing
It
this
would
blue.
be, it's not really, they're still keeping Kelly, they're just
Uh-huh.
morphing her into this new platform that can grow larger,
Okay.
scale bigger.
So then we're in, is this something we can download, like another app?
Absolutely, so to get into command, you go to agent.kw.com. It's the easiest way to get there. I just got off the phone with the transaction coordinator who said that this is acting buggy today, so
Yeah, I was up,
probably pushing an update,
really?
yeah.
I was up at 4 AM trying to do all this homework and I got kicked out and then it said it wouldn't take my password and
Well, you know,
the
the
page
conversation
wouldn't
we
load.
just had about packaging everything up really neat
I
and
was like-
tidy, this Ignite class
Yeah.
was written for when we used eEdge. So recently Nicole went through and replaced all the eEdge with command and had to cut a bunch out. So the class notes that you guys were prepping before you came in here possibly said eEdge and you're probably scratching your head going, how do I do that?
I went into the Edge, I created something
Yeah, it's okay,
and then it didn't let me go further.
that's okay too. Because you're gonna do it in command anyways, it's easier.
So the edge is,
eEdge is still there for, here's the problem with that is, you've got contacts in command, right? The sync is kind of working between eEdge and command, so you're syncing up contacts. The only thing that I'm really using eEdge for right now is to send out monthly newsletters. Everything else I'm doing with command.
but you can do that out of command too.
You can. You'd have to design your own newsletter. In eEdge, it was kind of nice because it was an easy button. You just select a set of stuff, and then you have to go in and adjust your signature, and it would send out, you know, a
But so you can still use that as of now, is
Right
that
now you
weird?
can, but here's, you know, if you have all your contacts in command, you're gonna have to pull those somehow into the edge to use them.
Sure.
You might be double entry, and I don't know if it's worth it,
Okay.
because there's other ways to touch people without sending out a blanket email about fixing your garden hose. So it's winter time, back it up, right? Yeah. So, inside of settings, so you'll see your name up here. This is part of what we talked about yesterday, setting up your marketing profile. So inside of command, under settings, you'll see all the back-end settings for command. Marketing profile is under connect settings. So you'll want to go there. It's a quick interface to put your headshot in, do a bio about yourself. It has some blanks that you fill in, you hit save. Then what that'll do is it'll help bring marketing pieces with your headshot, with your bio, with all of that stuff. It'll place it there so you don't have to think as much about it.
Where are you using it?
Marketing profile.
Marketing profile.
So if I click on marketing profile, it's in, it's under your username when you log in. Go down into settings. Settings will bring you over here, and you can open these things up. And we saw this yesterday. You gotta be careful. Some of these things like command settings. See how that was a large arrow that was up and down, right? When you collapse it, turns the other way. Well, here, it's a sideways arrow when you open it up. So you just have to, it's okay to click on things, just don't click on the one that says database wipe once you put your contacts in, because it will wipe your database. So, not spooking you about it, but, you know.
Robert, on the,
Yeah.
on your, what do you call it here, your marketing profile setup,
Sure.
all of a sudden they put in, email for me that I do not recognize.
A
Okay?
KW email?
Yeah,
Yeah.
does that forward to the email that I'm gonna use if somebody sends that to somebody, or should I erase that and put in?
If you prefer to use that other email, and that's the one you've used for a long time, and a lot of
Yes.
people know it, I'd put it in. I'd use that one.
Put a comma and put it in, or erase
Just
this?
Erase that and put it in, yep. That's what I would do. Because you can always go back into your marketing profile if it doesn't work, and you can update it, turn it back the other way if it doesn't work. I had a Gmail account in there for a long time, and I just recently switched to KW because I wanted to try and put everything on the same, so. So this is pretty much your marketing profile. It's just gonna be your headshot, maybe a team logo. I'm not on a team, I'm a solo agent, so I just came up with a brand, right? Lucky Live Maui, that's me. So I just went out to a free logo place, had a logo made.
Where's the free logo places?
You can find them online, just look up, free logos, free logo service.
Here?
Yeah, I think a nice one that has pings and JPEG, it was $39 to get the whole logo thing set up in all different formats. So,
Wow.
it's not bad, it's not bad. Details, brokerage number, license number, it's on the sign out there, but nobody really sees it. Might wanna write this one down, cause you will need it. 21851, okay, so that's the brokerage number, just to make sure we're compliant. The Market Center brokerage logo, you can talk to Nicole, she has that. If you guys have access to that shared drive, it should be there as well.
What was the brokerage?
21851,
Is it in that, I'm sorry, that's overall?
that's the whole thing.
So what's the 1002?
That's our Market Center identification with KWRI.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's more from Keller Williams, the other one's more from
So
Rand.
the entire license number is for
Two.
Maui?
Yeah,
The guy.
And then, what is it, you can put in your social feeds down here, just, I would caution you, just run these into a browser, make sure they're working before you put them in there, because, you know, a dead link's a dead link. So, you can put in, Pixel IDs and Google Analytic IDs. I've had these in here a couple of times, and they disappear. So right now, I've decided I'm not putting them. I know where they are, but. Branded app, does everybody know how to get the link for their branded app? So like, you've got the KW app on your phone, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna send it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that link is? That's the link that'll take them to that app. So
Oh.
do you know how to get that?
Well,
The
it's-
easiest way to do it is to go into your Keller Williams mobile app,
Uh-huh.
text it to yourself.
So where it says share?
Share app,
And then
go
just
by,
share it to
share
yourself.
by text
That's
and
the-
text it to yourself, and you'll get a little link in there, and that's the link that you'll put in there, and it'll be on the bottom of your website, and it says if you wanna download my app. So that's the information
Oh,
that's asking.
that's the link that you put in here.
Well, that is the link that when you say share app, that it sends out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So again, that's the marketing profile. They're getting ready to set up the Market Center websites. They were published on the 5th or 6th. We're doing some tweaking and they're gonna go live. If you have your Market Center, your marketing profile set up, you'll be listed in the list of agents based on this. It'll show your bio, it'll show that kind of stuff. If you don't have your marketing profile set up, you may not show up. So it's all gonna be based on your marketing profile. Not too bad, not hard. This all takes maybe 5-10 minutes. The hardest part for me were finding my social links.
Yeah.
The other thing we were talking about is PieSync, getting your contacts in the command, right? PieSync is right here. It's a third-party application. It's signed the data pledge. They won't sell any of your data. So iCloud is right here if you've got an iPhone and you want to connect to your iPhone and vacuum in your contacts, right? And Google Contacts is right there if you're Android. If you've got other, that's a pretty exhaustive list of different CRMs, there's Boomtown, there's Facebook lead ads, if you have an active Facebook lead generation business, you can suck in the stuff from there. So, click on this, it runs you through a login, go ahead.
So yesterday you said PieSync, this is PieSync, right?
This is PieSync,
You
yes.
can only use it once and then,
There's only one free account,
Oh,
so
okay.
if you turn this sync on, so
Mhm.
what I use it for is syncing my contacts.
right,
I think that's mostly what people use it for.
yeah, so I'm gonna do it from my iCloud.
Yeah, once it gets all the contacts, turn it off. There's no reason to.
Click on
Turn it on
disconnect.
here?
Yeah,
I
click on
just did.
click on disconnect, cause yes, it will sync, but how often are you putting contacts into your phone?
Yeah, like they should already be in there.
Well, they should be in command. What percentage of your deals will be coming out of your contacts in command? 100%.
Or you don't get paid.
Contact in command to create an opportunity. So. Opportunities and deals and escrows and everything run through command, and it's all based off of contacts in command. So if you have a contact, you add it to an opportunity, you run it through its phases, you end up with closing hopefully, right? And it gets tracked. So, 30,000 foot view. There's a few more details. Pretty much covers that. It is important to brand yourself. There's a lot of agents out there that are just, Joe Smith, realtor, and that's fine. I know people who do huge businesses with just their name. It's up to you if you wanna brand yourself or not. Anything that you send out from Keller Williams, because of the restrictions and compliance issues that are through the organization, RAM, National Realtors Association. Michelle Del Rosario wants to proof your stuff, because you just don't wanna go rogue and start promoting videos and walking down the beach and not have any tags out there with your license number. There are some they're getting more clarification on that right now, because recently they just said, if somebody had a video, and during that video, they could take a snapshot, and it was related to real estate, and it didn't have your license number, your brokerage, and all of that on it, you could get in trouble for that. So they're kind of rethinking that, because that's a packaged video, and the video may drive to a branded business Facebook page that has all that information on it. So,
I got 2 emails in the last week from the same realtor advertising an open house at a certain place, and then like 3 days later, a reminder about the open house, and on neither one of the emails was the brokerage listed at all, and that's a huge no-no.
yeah,
Can't do that.
yeah. As agents, you all hang your license
Ah,
with
but
somebody.
I mean,
and-
that's just
I mean,
trouble.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, because actually Michelle's at legal risk if you send something out, so you wanna see Michelle get mad? No, she's not pretty. When she gets mad. I've never seen her mad, but I've heard stories. She doesn't need that kind of liability either, so we should just play by the rules. Where are we at? Does anybody wanna read? I ended up out of here with, where are we at? Let's turn to page 16. I don't really wanna talk about Bed Bath and Beyond and that kind of stuff. I think that's pretty obvious to you guys.
I think our case number may be different from what you.
Oh, really? 16, what is target marketing?
Oh.
You there?
Yes.
Yep. Targeted marketing campaign is, let's say you wanna target a certain complex. So, how do you, condos here are a little bit different, you can work with, different places, title guarantees, those kind of places will have, you can go in and they'll actually set it up for you. Nominal cost, not bad. Target markets are also things like, in Facebook, you may wanna dial into a certain group and be active in a certain group on Facebook, and you start target marketing that Facebook group, which has a lot of friends that are on Maui. So, different types of target markets you can go after. Why do companies and many other entities keep detailed information on people? It's pretty easy, data. It's all about data these days. You go to the grocery store, they can tell if you're buying cereal from the bottom shelf or the top shelf. They know how many times you go up and down the aisle before you head over to dairy. It's all tracked. It is all tracked. Page 17, database. We all kind of understand the concept of database. I hear a lot of agents saying Command is a database. Yeah, it's a database. It's also your marketing pieces. It's also, a sync tool. It's also, you can just go down the applets and take a look. There's designs, there's a little bit. So the CRM is a central piece of it, but it does other things too. So it's not just a CRM.
Yeah, on that page, it says your database on steroids, e-edge, and e-edge is,
Yeah.
it's going away,
E-edge there,
so
yeah.
it's command should be there, yeah.
E-edge was fun to work in until Command came along, right? And then 2 years ago, when Command was kind of cutting its teeth and they put it out, it felt like it wasn't going to do everything it was supposed to do. And then they started fixing it. And now I go back to E-edge and I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. So, on 18, there's a neat little stat that says, according to NAR, this survey was 2014, so we need to get a new one. But I think the stat's still pretty relevant. 88% of the clients said that they would use their agents again. Only 12% did. And that's because nurturing, follow-up notes, contacting your database, doing DTD2, do the database too, right? You guys heard of that?
No.
It's where you alphabetize your database. I think one of the separate pieces of paper that's floating around you might have. And it just shows statistically last names across the US, and they kind of split them up. So you can do a week 1, a week 2, and call it the AWs, and then the DTs, and then the HVs. So it kind of splits your database up that way. This doesn't, but you can sort it that way, and then it It's an easy way to call them. I've also got another way that you can do it. It's called the quarterly call plan. So you put people in there, call the quarterly call plan. The downside, and Nicole brought this up to me, is if you get really busy, it's gonna create tasks for you, and those tasks are gonna sit, and you might be busy. So you either have to kill those tasks, or there's no way to stall that plan. Well, no, you could turn it off during a busy time. Just turn off the quarterly call plan. Do we want to go through and put some contacts into command? Does anybody feel comfortable doing it? You want to give it a shot? You can look at your phone, type it in. I know not everybody has computers here. You can do it on an iPad, that works. Yeah, pick at least one. You can do it on your phone.
I don't have my, I need to meet with Sam about my login still. Is she here today?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was gonna do that.
A little bit, yeah. But I can put my phone picture in there.
I put a profile picture in there. Well, that was from 7 years ago.
If you're on a laptop and you're putting in contacts, and let's say you're looking at your iPhone, it actually goes really fast. Yeah, so the 4 pieces of information you really want in command: name, address is key, and I'll show you why. Email and phone. Those are really all you start with. And then I like to do a birthday, not year, but month and day. So I can send them a birthday note. Just gives me another touch. So. Let's take 5 minutes. I'll regroup here, and you guys go ahead and put somebody into command, and see how many you can get done in 5. Anybody gets stuck on anything, let me know. Spouses are usually a hanging point for people when they get to a spouse. Mary and Jane, or Mary and John, right? How do you put in the spouse?
I just put Brett and Shelley.
Oh, 2 separate. What if Shelley decides to buy and then Brett? So, yeah, you can list them as a spouse. So in additional information, let me show you. Aaron, if he was. Go up here. I guess I should. Add more information down here. Additional contact information. Social profiles, about somewhere up like personal relationship, there it is. Spouse, sure. You can actually create the contact here, because you only need the name, right? In command, the only E-Edge, some of the other CRMs, it was name, phone number, and email, some combination of at least 2 until you could actually put something into those. With command, it's a name, but it's kind of irrelevant to put just a name in command, unless it's a spouse.
Sure, right. So is it gonna generate a separate contact, or that'll just be in the same under this?
Aaron and
But you can just put Shelley there and put ad right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shelley, ad. You're gonna call him
See,
Shelley
it wants,
Urban.
yeah, it wants to exactly with Shelley. If I put this one, Shelley Urban, in there,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden I'm marrying him now.
Yeah.
I don't have that capability, but that's when I can add. So if I'm just up here and I just put Shelley.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it won't even let you, got it.
It says, hey, I found a Shelley, is that good enough?
Sure. Husker boy.
Yeah, crazy email, right?
Your corn husker?
I don't know.
Chris 402. Sounds like a-
Yeah, I do that too. I look up 402, where is that? Is that Alaska? Right. Or Midwest? Kind of cool. I'm gonna create one contact here, just, it might be easier for someone to see. Yeah. Back to contacts.
Omaha, yep, he's a Husker already.
So I got name, email, phone number. I want to add the primary address. This is kind of our address. So as long as command finds something, the idea here is you're actually going to try and set up their neighborhood, current neighborhood, right? Well, if it finds something, it already knows it, so just, I would say stick with that. Create. A couple, but that's the one.
I don't know where we are now. Are we still in command settings? Contacts. And which one are contacts?
So based on the address, it already assigns them from a neighborhood, so you could, from this point right now, name, address, and phone number, you could put them on a smart plan and start sending them monthly emails automatically about the neighborhood that they live in.
Is that a tag as well, or the tag gives you
The
something?
tags are separate, we'll get into the tags, yeah. There should be a list that came around, we got the DTD2, and then the other one Nicole put together, she brainstormed a list of tags, and they're good tags, but remember, your tags can be anything that you want them to be. Think about tags as a way that you're gonna create a group, and maybe you'll market to that group in the future, or you wanna send out emails, or you wanna do a print campaign, or you just wanna maybe call everybody in a certain complex, right? So maybe Kalama Terrace, you know, a whole bunch of people there, you sit on the board, you got an email list, and you just wanna tag everybody at Kalama Terrace, right? Anybody have any issues with putting contacts into command? It's pretty straightforward.
I put in quite a bit of information and it still says like 80%,
Yeah.
like yours, is
What
there?
gets you to 100?
Yeah,
Yeah. I've never been 100.
okay, cool.
On any contact.
As long as it's green,
So
I
I
feel good.
think the prompt there is to keep trying. So, there was, somebody posted something on one of the chat forums the other day, that, one the other week, that said, I did all this and I got to 99%. I said, that's about as good as anything.
And now I retire.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
too much
done,
work.
done.
can't do this.
Another thing about databases, we talked a little bit yesterday, if you're a perfectionist and you want your database to always be neat and tidy, hire an assistant and get out of the database business. Because it's gonna be